Ahoy mateys! Welcome to another beautiful, wonderful day. Today we're going to be learning about human anatomy and physiology. The reason we're learning about human anatomy and physiology is because we interviewed a professor named Professor Minich. This is our human anatomy and physiology part 1 and part 2 professor. What is human anatomy and physiology, you might ask? Human anatomy. Now this is a picture of the human body. Now, if you don't understand, these are a few labels of the body for reference if you're wanting to learn about specific parts of the body. Human anatomy is a scientific study of the physical structure of the human body. It involves identifying and describing the various body parts, from the smallest cells to the largest organs, understanding how they are organized into systems. While anatomy focuses on the body form as to what it is and where it is always studied alongside physiology. Human anatomy is split off into two main branches. What are those two main branches? The first one is gross microscopic anatomy. It is a study of the structure that can be seen by the naked eye. Now, the naked eye is what you call being able to see, right? Like bones, muscle, and organs. But what is the second one? Now, the second one is microscopic anatomy. It is a study of tiny structures needing to be seen by a microscope to see, like cytology, which is the study of individual cells, and histology, the study of how cells are organized into tissues. What is physiology though? Physiology is the study of how body parts, from cells to systems, function to maintain life. It functions on mechanisms like your arm and how it works, like homeostasis, maintaining stable internal conditions. Nutrient delivery, basically the type of nutrients that go into your body, and environment adaptation, where your body tends to adapt to either heat or you went swimming and you're adapting to water. Key systems like cardiovascular, respiratory, and neurological. For example, body regulation, when your body is adapting to either heat, cold, if like it gets too hot or it gets too cold, your body starts to regulate on that temperature change. Blood pressure, so when you're at a doctor and your doctor tests your blood pressure, and chemical levels via negative feedback. Negative feedback, like if your body reacts to a certain medicine the wrong way, or if you have an allergic reaction. Now, how does this matter in the change of you going to college, or you wanting to go into the field for medical or anything that has to involve you studying physiology and human anatomy? Now, we interviewed Professor Minich to get an understanding of how going to college and taking human anatomy and physiology can really help you in the medical field or in any field that requires you needing to take human anatomy and physiology. Now, if you aren't sure about what you want to do, but you know that you want to do something that you need to know about human anatomy and physiology, or something that involves human anatomy and physiology, then there are majors like kinesiology, pre-nursing, nutritionist, dietetics, music therapy, and a dance major. Look at that guy go. Now, even if you think you might not be on the right path, or you think that you are on the right path, sometimes you may come across those instances where you find yourself going down a different path. And sometimes, even if it's not on purpose, it could be on accident. On accident, you say? Yes, on accident. Even like Professor Minich over there. Sometimes doing something by accident can end up being a lot easier than what you're doing right now. A lot easier, you might say. Sometimes going down the wrong path can lead you to the right path, or sometimes it might end up with you just doing something you don't like. And that's okay. Sometimes you're gonna do things you don't like. Sometimes you're gonna do things that you love, but you can't do forever. Sometimes you're just gonna have to let it go and do what you love, or do what you think will better yourself. Now, when we interviewed Professor Minich, she did have a lot of great things to add, and that is, if you're going to try and you're going to work hard, then ask for help. All you have to do is ask for help. Just ask. If you're not going to ask for help, then maybe you should ask yourself this one question. What am I doing? What am I doing? Ask yourself that question. And if this is the path that you think that you don't belong, then maybe it's time for you to take a year off if you're at college, or take a step back and really think about what you want to do for the rest of your life. Sometimes you can go back to school if you haven't gone. Sometimes you can just take a step back, ask yourself a few questions about what you want, and maybe take a leap of faith. Now, I'm not saying go ahead and go jump off a bridge if that's what you're thinking. I'm also not saying to go behind your parents' back and do whatever you want. Don't follow a path that isn't meant for you and that you don't like. Be like a leprechaun. Go find your rainbow and protect your gold. If you're not going to want to learn where you're at, then you should try a path that better interests you. It only helps if you help you. If you can't help yourself, how are we meant to help you? To help yourself is to ask for help. Now, I understand that asking for help can be very hard. I mean, I've dealt with it, your parents might have dealt with it, your teachers might have dealt with it, all your friends might have dealt with it, but I don't see anybody else asking for you. Do you? Sometimes you're just gonna have to ask yourself for help. Now, don't go putting the blame on me if you think you can do it all yourself. There's 3 billion people out there. I'm just one person. How small I am compared to this tree. My small self can only do so much for you guys. But all this to say, it's okay to ask for help. Don't be afraid of being judged. Don't be afraid of being wronged. Because everybody's afraid of being wronged and everybody's afraid of being judged. I mean, we're people, aren't we? You're not some alien falling from the sky, are you? I mean, I'm not. Remember, stay fly, stay fresh. It's been an adventure for us to come along. Now, like Professor Minich said, fight like a roaring tiger and ask for help. Roar! Adios, amigos. Away we go to learn a new lesson and seek new adventures. It was fun to learn with y'all, and I hope we get to learn again together soon. Remember to ask for help when you need it. If you're not gonna help yourself, then nobody is. Till next time, though. Arrgh.